Shalom, shalom, everybody. This is Prophets of Awakening. This is our evening Sabbath class to close out the Shabbat, July 25th, 2020. What we're going to do is do our little moment of silence, acknowledging the fact that the Lord of Hosts is at work in the earth, bringing about our deliverance from the lands of our oppressors. Then we're going to do a little prayer. Oh Lord, we come before thee, bow down and honoring thee for thy great wisdom and strength. Oh Lord, through your guidance, we have found you. We search you out, though through your holy word, given unto us by your prophets. Lord, we see your outstretched hand in the affairs of our oppressors, and we stand in awe of you. Turn not thy face from your inheritance, but deliver us. Oh Lord, we thank you for your knowledge that we have received, and may you guide the content of this message, and let it be received in spirit and truth of thy great word. Oh Lord, we trust and abide with you. Oh Lord, we solely depend upon you, for the latter days are here. Keep and protect us, for we know that our Redeemer lives. The Lord of Hosts is his name. Peace be unto you. Okay, so this brings us to current events. Anybody got anything they want to bring up or mention about what's in the news that they think need to be light need to be shined on?
Hey, here in Louisville, I don't know if y'all had talked about it, but that it's like this Black Panther group that's coming to coming to march for Breonna Taylor.
Okay, when they gonna do that?
I think it's either this weekend, like right now, or this week coming up. I'm not sure, but I just know they're coming though.
Okay, they ain't the same guys from Stone Mountain, is it?
Stone Mountain, Georgia. Yeah, it is the same. Yeah, it is the same group.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I was watching Roland Martin interviewed that guy. Yeah, it seemed like he was he focused. He's serious minded guy. Yeah, then he knew he was out, and he knew his history and all that stuff. So yeah, it was a good thing. Yeah. Anybody else got anything?
I'm just saying that I'm picking up on some characteristics that appear to be profound, positive, direct, and with it seems to be some type of holy boldness that's being possessed here by some brothers that I'm watching. And all I can say is keep it moving.
Right. Yeah. That's what it seems. It seems like it's like the hand of the Most High is slowly being revealed upon his people. That's what it seemed like. Yeah.
And you first. I don't say you first.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What I had is I don't know if anybody watched it, but the name of the video is Dr. Arcana Chimbori is bringing African diaspora back to Africa, and what she's talking about. She being kind of interviewed by this guy, like a radio disc jockey or whatever, and she was talking about some of the stuff that the lady from Sankofa was talking about earlier today, and the African superstar. But she was talking about how it's a sixth region. Africa have a sixth region, and that sixth region consists of all the people outside of Africa, and including the people that was caught up in the transatlantic slave trade and their descendants. And she was saying how that they have a committee that's located in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. That's it's like a council, and it's there on 7 days a week. And it's been there, and she's saying that the first 5 regions is being represented at that in Ethiopia, but the 6th region don't have an ambassador to talk on their behalf, to voice their opinions and their needs. And she's saying that that's what's being worked out right now as we speak. That the voice is being set up, and a commission and a ambassador or a spokesperson, whatever you want to call it, is being set up for the 6th region. And she says no sooner than that happens, you're gonna see a lot of things starting to move. So, I was thinking that was interesting, but and then also at the same time I was saying, the way that she's been coming, it seemed like to me that would already have been happening. Should already been in place. Like I was saying, how hard can that be? But she was saying that they're in the process of getting a spokesman for the 6th region, which is, like I said, is the Americas, and Caribbean and all that area, and all the people that's they're of African descent, but that's living outside Africa. And their objective is to start bringing them toward Africa, bringing them into Africa to build Africa. Okay. Yeah, and so like I said, the video is H.E. Dr. Arakana Chimbori bringing African diaspora back to Africa. It's like I think maybe 20-some minutes. I didn't write down the time. Okay. Anybody else have anything? Okay, so what happened with I did that episode 5 on uncomfortable conversation with a non-Messianic Hebrew Israelite, and in that conversation, I was dealing with typology, and how that they how they use typology to once they created Jesus Christ at the Council of Nicaea, he predicated off of 16 other crucified saviors, including Horus and Serapis, and they had to find a way. He was it's beyond a shadow of a doubt. We know now, the people that that's willingly looking for the truth can see that he's an idol. And so, and I had one of the examples of typology was I used. They tell you that in Acts chapter 22 that the person that the Most High was talking about in Genesis in Deuteronomy 18 and 15, that he was going to raise up a prophet likened unto Moses. That it came to fulfillment. It came to pass in Acts 22. And so, understanding how the Most High worked, I think I got my point across, and I showed the typology. But he came back, today, and I received a whole bunch of other stuff to expound on that. So I decided, being that it was we winding down for this Sabbath, and it's the evening Sabbath class, I was going to expound on that, and because I wanted to get it in on the channel, on the YouTube channel, so it'll be there for people to reference it and see, if they don't see it no other way, at least they'll see it, see that this particular these verses, what they use in the Old Testament and New Testament, is deception. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start out with it says that the title of the lesson is the Lord of hosts will raise up a deliverer, likened unto Moses, right? So what I'm gonna do is the information that it came to me was it's in Jasher. So I'm gonna use the book of Jasher, and I'm gonna use the book of King James, and I'm going to show how that beyond a shadow of a doubt, that we've been seriously deceived. You know what I'm saying? And another thing that happened was I was browsing the internet and on YouTube, and the video came up. It was a Gentile preacher was preaching about, he was giving dates and times, and he connected he connected Daniel 9:25, and he went with dates, which was bogus dates, and he brought the the 490 years from Daniel 9:25 in the temple, and brought it all the way down to 27 BC, when Jesus came on the scene, and said that prophecy was Daniel 9:25 was pertaining to Jesus the Christ. And I was like, that's that deception, and how crazy that was. And so that's when I went to looking at this particular is what I'm doing right now about the Deuteronomy 18 and 15 about it's likened unto Moses. So what I'm gonna start out with is I'm gonna start out with and like I was saying before, I mean, this is really, to tell you the truth, once we finish with this is embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? It's very embarrassing, and I hope anybody that come across this see, because of what I learned after 20 something years after Most High dealing with me was the fact that how this deception, the reason why this deception is so great is the fact that the notes, the footnotes, and the comments at the bottom of the Bible, and the footnotes in the middle, and all that that's what we get deceived at. And I'm gonna show you that with this particular instance right here. So we're gonna start out with and I'm gonna do some reading. So I'm in let me see where I'm gonna start at. I'm gonna start out in Deuteronomy 18. I'm gonna start out in Deuteronomy 18. I'm reading verses 1 through 8. And it's gonna lead us up to the prophecy that the Most High said about raising up a prophet likened unto Moses. So 18:1 says it's a portion of the Levites. So it says the priests and the Levites and all the tribes of Levi shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the offering of the Lord made by fire and his inheritance. Therefore shall they have no inheritance among their brethren. The Lord is their inheritance, as he has said unto them. And this shall be the priest's due from the people, from them that offer a sacrifice, whether it be an oxen or a sheep. And they shall give unto the priest the shoulder and the two cheeks and the maw, the first fruit also of thy corn and thy wine and of thine oil, and the first of the fleece of thy sheep shall thou give him. And the Lord thy God hath chosen him out of all tribes to stand to minister in the name of the Lord, him and his sons forever. And if a Levite come from any of thy gates out of all Israel where he sojourned, and come with all the desire of his mind unto the place which the Lord shall choose, then he shall minister in the name of the Lord his God, as all brethren of Levi do, who stand there before the Lord. They shall have like portion to eat, besides that which cometh of the sale of thy patrimony. So like I was saying before, every chance I get, I would try to put the emphasis on the fact that who the suffering servant is, because that need to be understood. And so I'm gonna go back over these verses. It says that the priests, the Levites, and all the tribe of Levi shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the offering of the Lord made by fire, and his inheritance. So we have to look at that, because in trying to identify our Redeemer over, through these episodes, and since we set up this platform and the Prophets of Awakening and all that, we continue to show you that the Lord of Hosts keep proclaiming all through the Tanakh that he says Israel is his inheritance. So like I was saying before, the Creator God, the self-existing one, Yahweh, that's in the heavens of heavens, can't nobody give him nothing. He can't inherit nothing, because everything he is. Matter of fact, he manifested it all. So that right there eliminates the fact that the person that's talking and the person that we're dealing with is not him. It's somebody else. And so we walked it down, and we through the book of Enoch and other precepts, we found out that it was 7 angels. And the first one was Michael that he created, and he's the one that the Most High, that's running the Most High kingdom, and he's the one that received Israel as an inheritance. He's over Israel. And so we see right in verse 1, it says, the priests, the Levites, and all the tribe of Israel shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the offering of the Lord. Israel is required to make sacrifices and sin offerings and all that to the Lord, to the Lord of hosts. And so that's his inheritance. That's what the Most High gave him by him being over Israel. So by him, just like the Most High have brought him to himself, he brought the Levites into him, to himself. And so he received what he received from Israel is the sacrifices. So within those sacrifices, a portion of it belonged to the Levites. So like I said, with understanding of that, how in the world can anybody else be the servant in Isaiah 53 except Levi? He's receiving a portion of the sacrifice. And so we're going to read that. Verse 2 says, therefore shall they have no inheritance among thy brethren. The Lord is their inheritance, right? As he has said unto them. He told them that, right? So it says, and this shall be the priest's due. This they do. They do is that from the people, from them that offer sacrifices, whether it be an oxen or a sheep, and they shall give unto the priest the shoulder and the 2 cheeks and the mouth. So they inheritance is part of the sacrifice. Like I said before, so who in the world, if you're looking for the suffering servant, there he is. You can't get around that. The sacrifice itself, a portion of it belongs to the Levites. That's being put up on the altar. Come on. So not only that, we're going to go to the fields, to the fruit and the produce. He says, the first fruit also of the corn, and of the wine, and of thine oil, and the first fleece of the sheep shalt thou give him. See that? The him. So you go to Isaiah 53. That's the him he talking about. The suffering servant. It says 5. And the Lord thy God hath chosen him out of all the tribes to stand to minister. Look at this. So the Lord thy God hath chosen him out of all the tribes to stand to minister in the name of the Lord. Him shall be his son forever. And I had mentioned this before when Daniel described the Lord of hosts in Daniel chapter 10, verse 5, he got a linen garment on. Also in Ezekiel, the man clothed in linen. That's the Lord of hosts. So what's up with that? Well, he's a minister too. It's him and the other 6 angels standing before the Lord. They the eyes of the Lord. Well, he got these Levites just standing before him. And so what they got on? They required to wear a linen garments too. So like I said, with these revelations, I mean, you gotta sit down and sit down, take a deep breath and look at it. Who else can be the suffering servant? So it says, and if the Levite come from any of the gates out of Israel where he sojourned, and come with all the desires of his mind unto his place, which the Lord shall choose, then he shall minister in the name of the Lord his God, as all his brethren, the Levites, do. All his brethren, his suffering servant, which stand there before the Lord. They shall have like portions to eat, besides that which is commanded of the sale of the patrimony. Right. So now we get down to the meat of this thing. And like I said, we're going somewhere. So we had read that. Let me go read it right quick to make this plain. I'm in Deuteronomy 28. The curses, and I read this earlier today too. So it says, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 64: the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods. See that? These idols, and specifically, it's tied to these 17 crucified saviors, with Jesus being the 17th one, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall thy soul or thy feet shall rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling of heart, failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. So let's go back to this warning in Deuteronomy chapter 18, starting at verse 9. It's a warning against heathen practices. So it says, when thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, they're getting ready to be brought into the land of Israel. They've been wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. And they're getting ready to cross the Jordan and go into the land of Israel. And it's Canaanite, it's 7 nations there. Heathen nations, Canaanite nations, they idol worshippers. It says, when thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abomination of these nations. So you have to apply that to what I just read. We was cast out over here. So it says, there shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or any observer of time, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a counselor, consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doeth drive them out from before thee. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. For these nations which thou shalt possess hearken unto observers of time and unto diviners. But as for thee, like I was saying before, we got laws and statutes surrounding us. Like we talked about this morning about after we have a child, after the women have a child and all that, how they have to be cleansed after a certain amount of time. And we brought the Most High in the wrath upon us till we've been cast out, and we're not able to do those things. And that's our predicament. And so he says, like I said before, the Chinese and these other nations, they can pretty much do what they want. But he tells you right in verse 18 and 14, for these nations which thou shalt possess hearken unto observers of time and unto diviners. But as for thee, as for the nation of Israel, the Israelite, the Hebrew Israelite, the Lord thy God have not suffered thee so to do. So you can't even. It's not even an option. You can't do these things. You can't in a marriage. Go to the supermarket and you see a Chinese woman and you take her for a wife. They can do that, but you can't. So, and that brings us to the prophecy that this topic is about. Verse 15 says, "The Lord thy God will raise up." Like I said, remember they're getting ready to go into the land of Canaan, cross the Jordan and go into the land of Canaan that was promised to them way back in Egypt, and Moses can't go because Moses brought down the anger of the Lord. He didn't reference him as the waters of Mamre. So it says, the Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, likened unto me. Moses talking. Unto him ye shall hearken, according to all that thou desire of the Lord thy God in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not. And the Lord said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. I will raise up a prophet from among their brethren, likened unto thee, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of the other gods, even that prophet shall die. And if they say in thine heart, how shall we know that the word which the Lord hath not spoken? When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord hath not spoken, but the prophet hath spoken it presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of him. Okay, so what I want to shine a light on something right quick. When we know that in Exodus chapter 23 and 20, the creator God, Yahweh, from the heavens of heavens, came down upon Mount Sinai. And Mount Sinai tells you all together went berserk. It started quaking and everything because of the Lord of hosts, which is a consuming, because the Lord, the creator Yahweh, came down upon it. And it started it started quaking. He's a consuming fire. And so he told the people through Moses that he's gonna send an angel before them to keep them in the way, and to pay attention to him, because this angel name is in him. Well, let's look at this right here. Deuteronomy 18. This is the Lord of hosts talking. And like I said, there's nothing new under the sun and when you understand the Most High order. And his order changed now. So he tells them, this is the Lord of hosts. He's the mouthpiece for Yahweh that's in heaven. But he's telling us right here in verse 18, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, likened unto Moses, and I will put my words in his mouth. Well, that's what the Most High doing with him. He putting his words in Michael's mouth. Well, Michael turning around and he got a prophet, and he putting his words in his mouth. So he says, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he will speak unto them all that I shall command him. That's the same thing that's being conveyed in Exodus 23 and 20 with the Lord of hosts and the Yahweh. It said 19, and it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words which he shall speak in my name, I will require of him. So we see how this thing is flowing down. The Lord of hosts told Moses to tell the people that he sent an angel before them. The angel name is in him. His name is in the angel. And the angel go hearken to whatever the angel say. Well, the angel in turn got a prophet. And he's speaking to the prophet. And he's telling you whatever this prophet say, listen to him. For my name is in the prophet. So we see the order right there, right? Okay, so we're going to move forward. Well, he prophesied right there in Deuteronomy 18 that he was going to raise up a man likened unto Moses. And the precepts of the New Testament and the Greeks and all these people, they've led us to believe for the last 2,500 years or so that prophet was coming later on in the future, 500 years later, and it was the personage of Jesus Christ. And so, but we're gonna walk the dog on it. So now I'm in let me get it. And so, yeah, another thing I wanted to tell you too was that I don't know if anybody else caught that, but when it says notice how we've been disengaged with the scriptures because we at one with the scriptures. When you understand that you're a Hebrew Israelite, it says that the oracles of God has been given to the Israelites, and so they say Lord, and that's been throwing us off in the past. We know better now, but if somebody else that don't know who the Lord of hosts is, when they say Lord, you don't think you don't have no idea that that's the Lord of hosts. And so that was you would think that that's something that's not major, but it's major because it in other places the Lord of hosts tell you, for my name, the Lord of hosts is my name. So everywhere you see Lord of hosts, then you're gonna know it's him. So they even throwed you off by saying Lord. And anybody that's been to seminary and don't understand none of this information that's been revealed unto us is they think that's the creator God that's in heaven. But that ain't him. You know. So anyway, I'm gonna go to Deuteronomy 34. So in Deuteronomy 18, he let it be known that Moses was gonna have to go away, and that he's gonna have to raise up somebody like it unto Moses. So we in 34, and I'm gonna start reading it. Let me see. Yeah, 34. Let me start reading it. It says, no, I'm not gonna put. I'm at 31. 31 and 14 says, and the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thy days approaches that thou must die. Call Joshua and present yourselves in the tabernacle of the congregation, that I may give him a charge. And Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tabernacle of the congregation. And the Lord appeared in the tabernacle in a pillar of a cloud, and the pillar of the cloud stood over the door of the tabernacle. And the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers. Look at this. And I don't see how in the world that we even fell for that, even when we wasn't, even when we was Christians, because it's point blank right here. And it says, and the Lord appeared in the tabernacle in the pillar of the cloud, and the pillar of the cloud stood over the door of the tabernacle. And the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a whoring after gods of the strangers of the land, whether they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils shall trouble shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, are not these evils come upon us, because our God is not among us. So we see that right there, right? Let's read that again, because like I said before, he hid his face, and if he hid his face, he's not among us. So how in the world is that him that showed up in Galilee? And who the hell is these 12 apostles? So he says, 16, and the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up, go a whoring after gods of the strangers of the land, whether they go to be among them, and will forsake me, and break my covenant which I have made with them. Then mine anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face. So when he says he's going to forsake them, this is a future prophecy. When he says he's going to forsake them, that's when that epiphany came. That's what Daniel 9:25 is all about. And so he says, and they shall be devoured, and many evils shall trouble Jacob's trouble, and troubles shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, are not these evils come upon us, because our God, our El, is not among us. So our El didn't come over here with us. That's why all this stuff is happening to us. That's what Deuteronomy 28 is about. Our God is not among us. So how in the world can JC be our God? You know, okay. and I will surely hide my face in that day for all the evils which thou shalt have wrought, in that thou art turned unto other gods. Now therefore write ye this song for you, therefore ye write this song for you, and teach it to the children of Israel, put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel. Now check this out. So this song is big, because it says right here, for when I shall have brought them into the land which I swore unto their fathers, that flowed with milk and honey, and that they have eaten and filled themselves and waxen fat, then will they turn unto other gods and serve them and provoke me and break my covenant. That's what, like I said, 9:25 brought up. This right here brought about Daniel 9:25, and then 26, 27, and 28, when he brought the prince that shall come, Antiochus Epiphanes. He gave them, from my understanding, 13 different captivities of them worshiping idols and then running them out. And then finally, after the 70 years in Babylon, and they built Zerubbabel temple, they came back. His indignation that came to a fool. And so this is what he's talking about right here. And then he had him ran out, and he hid his face from him. And it says, 21, and it shall come to pass when many evils and troubles are befalling them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed. See that? So the song ain't forgotten. So if I was you, when I get off the line, I'll read the song, because it's testifying to everything, and there's revelations in it. So he says, and it shall come to pass when many evils and troubles are befalling them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten out of the mouth that I see. For I know their imagination which they go about, even now, before I have brought them into the land which I swear or swore. Moses therefore write this song the same day, and teach it unto the children of Israel. And look at this, 23. And he gave Joshua, the son of Nun, a charge. Come on. So we're looking for a prophet that he's gonna raise up. Moses is gonna die. So what you have to understand is they in a predicament, because their leader, which is a holy man, Moses, that the Most High raised up. So if you take that man, the holy man, the Most High delivered to the Israelites away from them, it's a hole in Israel. How can it can't even move forward? They had to hold up for 7 days just because of Mary. So imagine what they have to do with Moses is gone. So you have to look at that. How it's going to take 490 years later to raise a prophet up to take them across the Jordan. Think about that. That's crazy. So he says, 23, and he gave Joshua, the person we're looking for, the prophet, he gave Joshua, the son of Nun, a charge, and said, be strong of good courage, for thou shalt bring the children of Israel into the land which I swore unto them, and I will be with thee. Is Joshua not a prophet? Is Joshua not their brethren? Was Joshua not raised up in front of them right here? Yeah, he was. So, like I said, this is absurd. And we're gonna show you how absurd. I'm gonna show you how absurd it is in a minute. So we see who it is. He gave Joshua a charge right here. So let's go to Joshua. I'm in Joshua chapter 87. It says, Joshua chapter 87, it says, at that time the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thy days are approaching to an end. Take now Joshua, look at this. Take now Joshua, the son of Nun, thy servant, place him in the tabernacle, and I will command him. And Moses did so. So come on, man. Who else can it be? It's no different than a suffering servant. And all this drama circling around a suffering servant. When, come on, this right here, precept upon precept, line upon line. And once you see that it's a bald-faced lie that's over there in Acts, then you know, like I said, you got to do something with that. If you don't, you're not operating like an Israelite. Something wrong. So it says, verse 2. The Lord appeared in the tabernacle in the pillar of the cloud, and the pillar of the cloud stood at the entrance of the tabernacle, and the Lord commanded Joshua, the son of Nun, and said unto him, be strong and courageous, for thou shalt bring the children of Israel to the land which I swore to give them, and will be with thee. And Moses said to Joshua, be strong and courageous, for thou wilt make the children of Israel inherit the land, and the Lord will be with thee. He will not leave thee nor forsake thee. Be not afraid nor disheartened. And Moses called all the children of Israel and said to them, you have seen all the good which the Lord your God has done for you in the wilderness. Now therefore observe all the words of this law, walk in the ways of the Lord your God, turn not from the way which the Lord has commanded you, either to the right or to the left. And Moses taught the children of Israel statutes and judgments and laws to do in the land as the Lord has commanded him. And he taught them the ways of the Lord and his laws. Behold, they are written upon the book of the law of God, which he gave to the children of Israel by the hands of Moses. And Moses finished commanding the children of Israel, and the Lord said unto him, saying, go up to Mount Abram and die there, and be gathered unto the people, as Aaron thy brother was gathered. And Moses went up as the Lord had commanded him, and he died there in the land of Moab by the order of the Lord, in the 40th year from the Israelites going forth from Egypt. And the children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab for 30 days, and the days of weeping and mourning for Moses was completed. Now we're in chapter 88. And it was after the death of Moses that the Lord said to Joshua, the son of Nun, saying, rise up. He just told you he's going to raise up a prophet from among you, or your brethren. And he just told him right here, rise up and pass the Jordan to the land which I have given to the children of Israel, and thou shalt make the children of Israel inherit the land. Every place upon which the sole of your feet shall tread shall belong to you, from the wilderness of Lebanon to the great river, the river of Perah shall be your boundary. No man shall stand against thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so will I be with thee. Come on, okay. Turn not from the way either to the right or to the left, in order that thou mayest prosper in all thy doing. And Joshua commanded the officers of Israel, saying, pass through the camp and command the people, saying, prepare for yourselves provisions, for in 3 days more you will pass the Jordan and possess the land. And the officers of the children of Israel did so, and they commanded the people, and they did all that Joshua had commanded. And Joshua sent 2 men to spy out the land of Jericho, and the men went and spied it out. And at the end of 7 days, they came to Joshua in the camp and said to him, the Lord has delivered the whole land into our hands, and the inhabitants thereof are immediate with the fear because of us. And it came to pass that after that Joshua rose up in the morning, and all Israel with him, and they journeyed from Shittim, and Joshua and all Israel with him passed the Jordan. And Joshua was 80 years old when he passed the Jordan with Israel. So, like I said, we see right here from these precepts that we just read who the person is that the Most High, the prophet that he raised up. So if you're in any doubt, if you're a prophet, we know that the Most High tells, the Lord of hosts tells us that I sent my prophets unto you, rising early and sending them. Well, let's look at it. Look what it say in Joshua 88 verse 9. And it came to pass after that Joshua rose up early in the morning. So if you were, if you confused if you're a prophet or not, rose up early in the morning, and all Israel with him, and they journeyed from Shittim, and Joshua and all Israel with him passed the Jordan, and Joshua was 80 years old when he passed the Jordan with Israel. So we see beyond a shadow of a doubt who this man is, who this prophet is that he was talking about in Genesis 18 and verse 15. Now, let's look at the drama. Okay, I'm over here, and like I said, I hope this helps somebody that's on Prophets of Awakening, or they come across this video. So I'm in Joshua 18, where the prophecy was commanded it to Moses about Joshua. Because the prophet that he's talking about, he's going to raise up among our brothers is Joshua. So I'm in Deuteronomy 18 and 15. The Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet in the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like it unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken. That's been explained. We see all that beyond a shadow of a doubt. Now I'm in the King James Study Bible, by the way. So I went to the middle of the page and I went to verse 15. Now let's look at this and see, I'm gonna show you how ludicrous and ridiculous this is. So it says, it's giving us some scriptures to refer to. It's going past Deuteronomy, going past Deuteronomy 31 where we went. It's going past Deuteronomy 34 when Moses died and he laid hands on Joshua. We're going past all that, past Psalms, past Ezra, past Jeremiah, past Ezekiel. We're going past all the prophets. And we're going to Matthew. Okay? I want to show you how ridiculous this is. So I'm in Matthew. It says Matthew 21:11. So this I want to show you how far to the left you go when you start referencing these clowns in the bottom of the book and in the middle of the page. So 21:11 says, and the multitude said, "This is Jesus, the prophet of Nazareth of Galilee." Let that sink in. We done passed all these prophets. We done passed Zerubbabel. We done passed Hezekiah. All these people to get to this garbage. And it says right here, and the multitude said, "This is Jesus, the prophet." Now, and like I said, I could have trained a baboon right there. So you this registering because they put prophet in there, but this ain't got a damn thing to do with the prophet that he raising up. We just went through who the prophet was. So that's one verse. Now they got another verse on there. Luke 1:76. Let's go there. Luke 1:76. It says, and thou, child, shall be called the prophet of the highest, for thou shalt go before the face of the Lord and prepare his ways. Come on. It's garbage, man. So now we got another one. It's Luke 2:25. Says, and behold, there was a man in Jerusalem whose name was Simeon, and the same man was just. Now remember back when you was a kid in BTU and Bible study, it's on Sunday. Come on, this was registering. It said 25, and behold, there was a man in Jerusalem whose name was Simeon, and the same man was just and devout, waiting for the consolation of Israel, and the Holy Ghost was upon him, and it was revealed unto him by the Holy Ghost that he should not see death before he had seen the Lord Christ. And he came by the Spirit into the temple, and when the parents brought in the child Jesus to do for him after the custom of the law, then took he him up in his arms and blessed God and said, Lord, now lettest thou thy servant depart in peace according to the word, for mine eyes have seen thy salvation. Thou hast prepared before the face of all the people, and a light to lighten the Gentiles and the glory of thy people. See that? Come on, man. So now, let's go. We got some more. Getting further and further away from the truth. Every time we read one of these precepts. Okay, so it says, 24:19. Luke 24:19. Luke 24:19. Now you see where the brainwash come in at. You get brainwashed when you going to the bottom, getting these references and going over here and doing all this, and seminary. Come on. So 24 says 24 and 19. And he said unto them, what things? And they said unto him, concerning Jesus of Nazareth, which was a prophet, mighty in deeds and words before God and all his people. See that? Like I said before, and look at the typology in there. You know, like I said, all he gotta do is put prophet in there, and they tell you that because there's prophet mentioned in the prophecy, he come over here and stick prophet over there, and they tell you it's legitimate, and that's what's been going on for 2,500 years. And Negroes especially, and they came over with 3,000 different sermons about this, and ain't none one of them right. So last one is Acts 3:22. This really a doozy right here. Acts 22 and 3 and 22. Okay, let me read it. It says Acts 3 and 22. For Moses true, look at this. For Moses truly said unto the fathers, a prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of thy brethren, like unto me. Him shall ye hear in all things, whosoever he shall say unto you, and it shall come to pass. See that? Not the same come to pass the Most High talking about, because they way off. He says, and it shall come to pass that every soul which will not hear that prophet shall be destroyed from among the people. Yea, and all the prophets from Samuel and those that follow after, as many as have spoken, have likewise foretold these days. That's a lie, like I said before. And so you got people that got unfounded fear of turning away from JC. And you see now, it ain't no, it's garbage. So if you add in the fear, then put it on the shelf, because this unfounded. He says, yea, and all the prophets from Samuel and those that did follow after many had spoken have likewise foretold of these days. It's a lie. And if you can't see, it's something wrong. It says, ye, all the children of the prophets and of the covenant which God made with our fathers, saying unto Abraham, and it is thy seed shall all the kindred of the earth be blessed. Unto you, first God, having raised up his son, Jesus Christ, sent him to bless you and turning away every one of you from his iniquities. So we see that's a double lie. As a matter of fact, it's a triple lie, because we just saw that he hid his face in the song. And we got the song right here today that we can go read, and he's telling you every time you read, it's going to testify against you. And so what is it testifying? That the Lord of hosts hid himself from us because we started worshiping other gods. And then his indignation came to a full, and he cast us out the land. And we know where we went. We went to the Negro land. We didn't go over into Europe where Paul went. Come on. And so we see right there, that's a lie from the pits of hell. So like I said, if you sitting there afraid to detach yourself from Jesus, then it's unfounded. Come on. All right. So we're gonna open it up to some Q&A. If anybody got any comments or questions about what was just conveyed. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, so reading what you just said, I mean, if it wasn't for typology, I mean, you've talked about this before, that, any book, if you went to elementary school, middle school, high school, you know how to read. You pick up a book, you start on page 1, you read it, and it makes sense. You could break it down, all the twists and the plots, you can get it.
Right.
But because of this, you start in the back.
Right.
And you being lied to, you can't even see the simple words that's right there in your face.
Right. And like what we just read, you ain't see that back in Sunday school. You ain't see none of that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what, like I was saying before, that's these Greeks picked all this up from the Egyptians. It's spiritual. It's like just like I was saying about the geometry, sacred geometry. With the they doing these sacred geometry on buildings with the numbers, and you come walking up to the building, you don't know what they done, and it's the same thing with this typology. They did some kind of literary witchcraft on you, and you don't have no idea. And like I said, if it wasn't for the Most High and him promising that he's going to come back and help us and wake us up, we still be dumb. We still be blind. And like I said, if I have to go back to 1992, you chop my head off, put it on the guillotine, because I wouldn't even want to exist like that. It's crazy.
You're right. It's embarrassing when you look at it.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, man. Then to be an Israelite too. And our forefathers, and like I said, then it's been communing with angels, and these angels then enlighten them and all this stuff, and we come on. Yeah, that was sick. Really, it's a sick joke because come on, ain't no way in hell Jesus is the person that the Lord of hosts is talking about when he's talking to Moses. When you look at the situation, you can see Moses finna do away with Moses. So whoever it is that he's gonna raise up got to be raised up as soon as Moses died to fill the void. Right. How in the hell is it gonna be 490 years later? It's crazy. Yeah. Any more comments?
Yes, I want to inquire about Chapter 88.
Okay.
Okay, verse 3 says, every place upon which the soles of your feet shall tread shall belong to you, from the wilderness of Lebanon onto the great river Petra. Okay,
right.
I don't have my map in front of me or near me, but is that somewhat leading from Egypt to Israel? Oh, wait a minute. Let me look at this map here in this book. I'm just trying to get clarity on the land that belongs to Israel. It's not much help here. I don't. Oh wait a minute. Right.
Yeah, you probably if you precept upon precept, you will see that we know that it says from the great river. And reading this right here, you can see that it's when he talks about a great river, it's more than one great river. Even the 4 rivers they talk about in Genesis that water the garden. There's other rivers. That's like I was looking at the map on let me get that right quick. Hold up. I kept on messing with this here. Yeah, sorry about that. But here you go, right here. This the river that Niger. That's the Niger River. Can you see that?
No, the thing's in the way.
Can you see it now? That's the Niger River right here. So that's when he says he's going beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. He's gonna come get us out of this purse. Well, this is where we're going. See where that's Benin, Ghana, all the places that we was discussing last night about where we should go. These are areas right here. Well, here go the Great River. This beyond Ethiopia up here. So he says beyond the river of Ethiopia. This the river. That's a great river. Matter of fact, that's what this river right here was the only one they depended on with the people at Timbuktu and all those places. See Timbuktu up here? Timbuktu, Mali, all those great kingdoms they talked about that existed on the West Coast. They was anticipating they on this river right here. They got their support from this river. They depended on this river to sustain them. And so when the Most High makes mention of beyond the river of Ethiopia, this is the river he's talking about. This is where he's coming to get us from, which is tied to Jeremiah 29 and 14. From the place in which I caused you to go into captivity, I'm gonna come get you. So when you look at that and you go back to what you're saying, and look at the boundaries that he tell them about, it's from Goshen. Goshen was part of what he gave us. It's on this side of the Nile River.
Okay.
And on the other side of the Nile River was Mizraim, and the Egyptians possessed that land. But on this side of the Nile River, from Goshen all the way to up to you go to map right here. This right here. See up here? And remember what he said too. What you just said, tread what our foot shall tread. So even though we went into captivity way up here, our foot traded up there. You have to consider that too. But anyway, so we see right here. This is the land mass that we got. And see that? That's on the Nile River. So this Goshen, this side of Goshen, all over here, all this is Israel. And then when you go back and look at it, it's all the places they conquered. But he also said, wherever your foot treaded. That answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Anybody got anything else? Anybody got anything else?
Yeah, I got a question. So do you think that it's going to be a walk or a journey? Like how they walked last time from once we hit the continent. Are you think we're going to be walking back the same way they did?
Well, yeah, but I think it's going to be supernatural, like because he said that he's going to open the highway up for us. That and he's going to open. He said he's going to open the highway up for us to lead us right into Israel. And like I said before, it could be that we walk, but if we walk, I'm thinking it's going to be the people from Ezekiel 37 with us and angels. You know what I'm saying? And then we know that
long walk.
Right. Then we know that also too that their shoes and clothes never wore out the whole time they was in the 40 years they was in the wilderness.
Right. Okay. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to look at all that. Then even the mindset. I could even see him. We'd be so overwhelmed and so overjoyed that the walk, he's not going to be focused on the walk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. But I think it's going to be something supernatural. It's included in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Right. Anybody else? Okay. One more thing I wanted to do before I close out. It was mentioned this morning about the Jeanette was mentioning about these 4 men. I just wanted to put the image up there so people can see what she's talking about. These are 4 men she's talking about. And like I was saying before, I did a couple classes on that. I did a class on that, the 7 Days of Fire, and I did a class on. I brought it up on one of those episodes. I think episode 4. And
can you put it in the middle? Because
you get
better if you put it in the middle. No.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the 4 men right there that I was saying. And like I said before, just like what we just read, using common sense, thinking like a Hebrew Israelite, we know damn well the Most High wasn't been waiting no 490 years to raise the prophet up to lead the Israelites into the land of Canaan. He used Joshua. He already set that up when Moses came back from Midian. He came back to the Israelites after he had been gone for 40 years. When he got back, the first person he came in contact with was Joshua and Aaron. That was already set up. So we know it's Joshua. So you come with anything else, it's ludicrous. So this right here, you think it's a coincidence that it's 4 men on the boat, and the gift is showing you the 4 different type of men that was on the planet. They all over their temples, all over all the tombs, everywhere. They got this grouping right here. These 4 different type of men that was on the earth, that was in Egypt, because the Egypt ain't no different than Tyre and Babylon and America. It was a nation full of migrants, people that came in from all over the place. And so what the Egyptian was showing you, that these 4 type of men that was on the planet. And we can see that they different, like I said, we see the difference and how they looked. And so, like I said, you can't have we ain't never seen nowhere since beginning of time, no black man had, no white man with blonde hair and blue eyes. It's a difference. You can't compare albino to no damn Greek with blonde hair and blue eyes, a Macedonian. He got blonde hair and blue eyes. There ain't no albino. So this man right out there, how this man gonna have a blonde hair, blue eyed man? Hell, he can't even have a blonde hair, blue eyed man with a blonde hair, blue eyed woman. That's crazy. So each one of these men got a different origin, and that's in correspondence with what the Most High said. When you're thinking right, and cast off this Gentile mentality. Yeah. Anybody else got anything? Everybody good? Okay, what you got, AJ?
Oh, I was just gonna add, how you had went to Jasher 88 and broke all that down in Deuteronomy 18 and
Right.
Ecclesiasticus. It confirms that too in Ecclesiasticus 46. It says that Joshua was the successor. Oh yeah, right there was the successor of Moses the prophet.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's just another precept to show you, like I said. And then what's crazy about the thing is that like I was saying before, all the Israelites back in the day, they knew all this. We didn't had a gremlin that creeped in and tampered with the books and tampered with the understanding. But all our forefathers understood that. It's just like Ezekiel 37. We just not coming to the understanding that all our forefathers already knew he was going to raise them up. They already knew that when they died, they knew he was going to raise them back up. You can look how he when he communed with Moses. He telling them, go on, man. You can't go into the land because of what you've done, but you're finna be gathered to your people. So you just like you gathered to them, you're gonna come back with them. And then Joseph told them, when you leave, make sure you bring my bones with you and play and put them in where they supposed to be at, because they're gonna be used again. So they understood. Daniel, go that way till the end. They already knew all that. Well, we coming into the understanding of that now with the help of the Lord of hosts. And if it wasn't for him, we still be lost. So, yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, the last thing I was going to say to that point is that, after listening to what you had said earlier this morning, and that last word you just spoke, nobody's making any sacrifices.
Right.
So, all we need to do is pray,
Right.
humble our damn selves.
Right. Exactly. And be patient and wait on him, because we can see now. It's a miracle on everybody on this line. It's a miracle,
right,
because you stole. Ain't no way in hell you could have got to where you at if it weren't for him. Yeah. So it's just seeing what he have already done. You just have patience. And just have some patience and relax. And because he like with the you can take my word for it or you don't, but you think the Most High gonna after what he done, how he brought you out and gave you all this information, he gonna send you to the wrong place in Africa? If our destination is Gambia, believe me, that's where we gonna end up at. We going to the right place. Take my word for it. Come on.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, even
we got a question in the chat.
What is it? The first thing that needs to happen is that he's gonna start identifying his people, and then the Israelites has to come to a realization who their Lord is, who's over them, who their Redeemer is. And then when they come to understand who their Redeemer is, then they call him, and then that's what set everything in motion. But he's the timepiece behind that. It's a time appointed. And so, like I was saying before, it's us. He already done showed us who he is, and so we being used to deliver that understanding to the world. But it's not going to catch fire until he wanted to catch a fire. And when that happens, that's when the ball starts rolling. It's a chain of events. Like I said before, it's the same as getting in the car. You get in your car and the keys in the house, you ain't finna go nowhere. You gotta put the key in the ignition and start it. Then you can leave. Same thing with him. Our Redeemer, you gotta call the Redeemer. You gotta know who he is and call him. So you can be throwing your hands up and doing all this, but calling the wrong Redeemer. Ain't nothing gonna happen. It's when you call the right Redeemer, find out who he is and call him, then he go to work. That's how they work. It also tied to something else that's been sticking in my head for the last 2 months or so was, and I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it in the next time we come back together, is the fact that I was talking about this morning, what Kevin just mentioned about the sacrifices. We are required to make the sacrifices to him with the animals, and we don't have them. But when we was reading Leviticus, I think it was Leviticus chapter 10, 9 or 10. I'm gonna find it when I get off the line. But he said that Levi said that he commanded him to cut the sacrifice up, and then he gonna show up when he do that. So you think that's a coincidence that we don't have no rams and no lambs to sacrifice, to cut up, and to prepare to put on the altar, and he ain't showed up? The two go hand in hand. We ain't preparing no sacrifices, and he ain't showed up. So the sacrifice and him showing up is tied together. Just like the sacrifice and knowing who he is, all that stuff is tied together. So what's up with his people? They blind. They have ears and can't hear and eyes and can't see. That's why he ain't showed up. So no sooner than that blindness and that deafness is taken away, that's when he gonna show up. It's all tied together, hand in hand. And it got nothing to do with the Gentiles or the heathen. Okay. Comment.
I have a question.
Okay.
See that our being on the continent is what's needed to build up the continent for it to be what the Most High needs it to be for His elect.
Now he's using they greed to get us back over there. They so greedy till they trying to build up Africa like they did America, and they looking at the money that's gonna be made. That's why, and like they say, you got to spend money to make money. So that's what reparations is. They willing to give reparations out to us to get us over there because they're looking at the dividends on the other end of what they're gonna get, and Most High using that they greed and they actually going along with prophecy and bringing us back over to the place from where they got us from. And then once we get over there, that's all he wants, is to get us back over there on the continent. And he's using the same people. He put it on their mind to get the slave ship to come get us. So he put it on their mind to do this. He put on their mind to come and get us and bring us from over there to go into captivity. He's gonna put it on their mind to take us back out of captivity. Yeah, and like I said, it's their wicked ass mind that's trying to make money and bring us over there, but that's not what the Most High intention is.
Okay, so can we expect that passports will actually not be needed for a mass exodus to take place, right?
Well, you got to look at it like this: if you got they want all the black folks to have food stamps, right?
Yeah.
So what they do? They set up a food stamp office and made sure everybody fill out the application, and they got the food stamp. So when they want it to happen, they're gonna make it happen. So they can easily build up the what they call that, the passport office. They can enhance it, bring in more workers, and start putting out more passports. It's all about what they want. That's just like we have no access, no knowledge of Africa until now. We got access to it because they want us over there. But for the last, I know since I've been alive, they downplayed Africa to us. We didn't see all the stuff, all the news and the propaganda on Africa that we seeing now, because they want us to. They put it on our mind for us to have a desire to go there. When they didn't want us to deal with them, they took away that understanding and the images of Africa for us not to want to desire to go there, because they wanted us over here. So that's what that is. Anybody else? Okay. Everybody good? All right. So like I said, we're gonna come back again on Wednesday night for the episode 6 from the Uncomfortable Conversation for a non-Messianic Hebrew Israelite. I see y'all on Wednesday. Shalom.